Good morning. I want to talk to you a little bit about the church I belong to in Gulf Breeze, Florida, before we moved here to Ocala. Gulf Breeze United Methodist Church, established in 1955 on a little plot of land surrounded by water. Actually, they had more animals than they had people when the church was established. Rattlesnakes, rabbits, all kinds of fun things. Anyway, the church grew along with the community. Actually, the community grew pretty fast. And by 1975, they had about 600 members. That year, Pastor Herb Sadler arrived, and he had a sort of a unique start to his time at Gulf Breeze United Methodist. He got the leadership of the church together and said, we're going to have an open door concept. Not just the community of believers that are our members, but local organizations, groups, individuals, schools, anybody who needed a place to meet or celebrate will be welcome to our church, including individuals. That brought a lot of new people in, and what I call stealth evangelism. You come into church, some of it has to stick. The church expanded to 2 services, then to 3 services. The 3rd service became a very popular contemporary service. Missions, music, and youth activities grew at an amazing rate. Over 1,300 people attended on Sundays. In 1997, because the church was built in the center of the community, they were landlocked. They had bought every piece of property adjacent to theirs that they could. They built a new 600-seat room. It's really hard to figure out what it was. They built a youth building, but they still had not enough room, not enough parking. So they made a bid on some office buildings next door, $800,000. And these buildings were really run down. They were going to tear them down and build a multi-floor building. But they turned it down. So now what do? The leadership said. Well, they did something that was really a stretch. They went 8 miles down Highway 98 east of Gulf Breeze and bought some acreage and decided to build a 2nd location for their church. They built a community life center, very similar to what we're trying to build right behind this church. They had 100 members of the big church sign up to attend services down the highway. I tell you, I was one of those signed up because that church was going to be closer to me than the one downtown. But after that year was up, I ended up staying there. Between 1999 and 2001, 1999 was when the Community Life Center opened. They started out with 1 service, a contemporary service at 9:30. But in 2001, they had expanded to a Bible study at 8 o'clock and 2 contemporary services, one at 9 and one at 10:30. Their worship attendance was 1,900 people on a Sunday. Sports participation was over 3,000. In 2000, Paul Nixon was assigned as the first full-time pastor at the Community Life Center, and he wrote a book that's available in the library here, I think, maybe a copy or two left, about the tremendous success of the Community Life Center and all the planning that took place to get it done. This church has been planning for 2 or better years on building the facility here. We moved away in 2005, so we sort of lost track of all the attendance figures. But they have a list of ministries that you can go on their website, Community Life United Methodist Church, and there it is, 20 pages of what they do. I'm going to give you just a short list. Recreation is a major ministry. Adult and youth leagues for basketball, volleyball, indoor soccer, and indoor lacrosse. Youth cheerleading and a weight room for everybody. Various levels of exercise for adults, both young adults and they call them, never mind, I won't go there. Suffice it to say, they have a broad spectrum of age groups. They have backs and hips for those people who have problems. Christian yoga. I'd never heard that term before. Yoga, yes, but Christian yoga, I'm not sure. Zumba. I'm not familiar with that. Silver Seekers. That's probably the older crowd. And Strength and Balance. They have a major program for adults with disabilities. They have something going on 5 nights a week. They have Bible study classes, respite night where people can bring in their child or adult with a disability and have a night off. They have a Night to Shine, which is a prom-like dance for those with disabilities, sponsored by Tim Tebow's foundation. Like I said, I don't have numbers on all their activities, but a very good friend of mine shared this one with me. Their Vacation Bible School this year had over 600 children attending for 5 days, supported by over 100 volunteers. Fling Open the Doors is alive and well in Gulf Breeze. Our vision for the United Journey Center, the building we're going to do in the back, is their reality. Let's make it ours. I urge you to support the building of the United Journey Center with your time, talent, and whatever you can give monetarily. Not an equal share, but an equal sacrifice.